Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. My name is Maliha Fatima, physics teacher from DPS Girls Senior Wing Model Town Lahore. This is lecture number 14 of 9th class physics. Today we will discuss 4th lecture of chapter number 3 dynamics. In this lecture we will discuss force and the momentum and the law of conservation of momentum. Before starting our lecture, let's have a recap of the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we have discussed tension in the string, according to which tension is a force acting along a string which is pulled by some force or the weight. Tension remains same throughout the string, and in equilibrium tension is equal to the weight or the force by which the string is pulled. Furthermore, the cases of tension were discussed in the previous lecture. According to first case, in which vertical motion of two bodies attached with the ends of a string which passes over a frictionless pulley, the value of acceleration of the bodies was calculated as A is equal to m1 minus m2g divided by m1 plus m2, and the value of tension in the string was T is equal to 2m1 m2g divided by m1 plus m2. But in case 2, which is the motion of the bodies attached to the ends of a string which passes over a pulley such that one body moves vertically and other moves on a smooth horizontal surface, the value of acceleration of the bodies in this case was m1g divided by m1 plus m2, and the tension in the string was T is equal to m1 m2g divided by m1 plus m2. Today we will discuss force and the momentum, which we can also say Newton's second law in terms of momentum. It states that when a force acts on a body, it produces an acceleration in the body and will be equal to the rate of change of momentum of the body. This is an easy and an important long question. For the explanation and mathematical derivation of this law, we consider a body of mass m moving with initial velocity vi. When a force F acts upon the body and produces an acceleration a in the body, due to this force, the velocity of the body changes and the final velocity becomes vf. If pi and pf be the initial momentum and final momentum of the body related to the initial and final velocities, then mathematically it can be calculated as the initial momentum of the body pi is equal to mass into velocity. So initially the velocity was vi, so pi is equal to mvi, and the final momentum of the body is equal to pf is equal to mvf. The change of momentum pf minus pi, change is always taken from final minus initial. So pf minus pi is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum, and the value of final momentum was mvf, but that of initial momentum was mvi. So in case of change of momentum pf minus pi, we will take mvf minus mvi. But when we take the rate of change of momentum means that we have to divide the momentum, change of momentum, with time. So pf minus pi divided by t, it will be equal to mvf minus mvi divided by t. By taking m as common factor, we get m into vf minus vi divided by t. Now we know that, as we have learnt in second chapter, that vf minus vi divided by t is known as rate of change of velocity, and it is equal to acceleration of the body. So here it will be equal to acceleration produced by the force F. So the equation becomes pf minus pi divided by t, it will be equal to ma. But according to Newton's second law of motion, we also know that force is equal to ma. So putting force instead of ma, we get Pf minus Pi divided by T is equal to force, which was the required relation because when a force acts upon a body, it produces acceleration in the body and will be equal to the rate of change of momentum of the body. So here force is equal to the rate of change of momentum of the body. The next topic is law of conservation of momentum, which is very important long question. According to this law, momentum of an isolated system of two or more than two interacting bodies remains constant. Now here in the definition, a word isolated system is used, which is a new word for us. Now what is a system? A system is a group of bodies within certain boundaries. Like we live in our house, in a certain boundary, a family living in a house make a system. And an isolated system is a group of interacting bodies on which no external force is acting. Like the gas molecules in the balloon make an isolated system. It means that when no net force acts on a system of interacting bodies, then the momentum of the bodies remains conserved or same. This is the law of conservation of momentum. Now, for the explanation of law of conservation of momentum, let's consider an isolated system of two spheres of masses m1 and m2 moving in a straight line with velocities u1 and u2 such that u1 is greater than u2. As in the figure, m1 is moving with velocity u1 and m2 is moving with velocity u2. But here it is a mistake in the book that they have made both the arrows of the velocities of equal size. Here we must make arrow of u2 smaller than the arrow of u1 because if we want a collision between the two masses, then the mass m1, which is behind m2, it must move faster than m2. As if one of your friend puts your book in her bag at the off time, then in order to take your book from her, you must run faster to catch her before reaching the gate. So when mass m1 moves faster than m2, then after some time it hits m2 with some force. Now according to Newton's third law of motion, if m1 exerts force on m2, then at the same time m2 also exerts force on m1, which is equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Now let after the collision velocities of the masses m1 and m2 become v1 and v2. That is, m1 mass after collision starts moving with v1 velocity and m2 mass after collision starts moving with v2 velocity as shown in figure. Now it is clear from the figure that after collision the velocity of mass m1 becomes less than the velocity of mass m2. So here in the diagram we will make smaller arrow of v1 and the big arrow of v2 velocity. As we know that a line segment with an arrow is the graphical representation of the velocity vector. For the mathematical derivation of law of conservation of momentum, we proceed as initial momentum of the mass m1 is equal to m1 u1 and the initial momentum of the mass m2 is equal to m2 u2. So the total initial momentum of the system before collision is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. Let's take this as equation 1. Now after collision the momentum of the system changes, so the final momentum of the mass m1 becomes equal to m1 v1 and the final momentum of the mass m2 becomes equal to m2 v2. And the total momentum of the system after collision becomes equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. According to the law of conservation of momentum, total initial momentum of the system before collision must be equal to total final momentum of the system after collision. That is, the momentum of the system before and after collision must be same. So m1u1 plus m2u2 becomes equal to m1v1 plus m2v2, and this is equation number 3. Equation 3 shows that the momentum of an isolated system before and after collision remains the same, which is law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum is very important law and it has vast applications. For example, the applications of law of conservation of momentum include motion of the air-filled balloon when air escapes out of it, recoil of the gun after shooting the bullet, and the motion of the rocket and the jet engine. Now, let's explain all the examples of law of conservation of momentum one by one. According to first example, motion of air-filled balloon. In this case, balloon and the air inside the balloon make a system. It means that one mass is the mass of the balloon and other mass is the mass of air. Now, before releasing the balloon, the gas was not escaping out of the balloon and the balloon was also at rest, so both the velocities were zero, so initial momentum of the whole system was also zero. But as soon as the balloon is set free, the air escapes out of it with some velocity, due to which it possesses momentum. So, to conserve the momentum, the balloon moves in the opposite direction, because according to law of conservation of momentum, if gases move with some momentum in one direction, then the balloon, in order to conserve the momentum, moves with the same momentum but in opposite direction. Example number 2. Recoil of the gun after shooting bullet. In this case, gun and the bullet make a system, and initially both are at rest, so initial momentum of the system is zero. But as the gun is fired, bullet shoots out of the gun and acquires momentum. So to conserve the momentum, the gun recoils. That is, it moves in the backward direction. Now, in order to calculate the recoil velocity of the gun mathematically, let's consider the mass of the bullet be small m and the velocity of the bullet be small v, but the mass of the gun as capital M and the recoil velocity of the gun as capital V. Now, in the figure, you can see that before firing, the system was at rest, and after firing, when the bullet moves with velocity Vb, then it acquires some momentum Pb, and to conserve this, rifle recoils with the velocity Vr and acquires an equal but opposite momentum Pr. In the figure, you can see by vector diagram that both the momentums are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. For the mathematical derivation of recoil velocity of the gun, let's proceed as total momentum of the gun and the bullet before the firing is equal to 0, and total momentum of the gun and the bullet after the gun is fired is equal to capital MV plus small mv. Here capital MV is the momentum of the gun and small mv is the momentum of the bullet. According to law of conservation of momentum, total momentum of the system before firing must be equal to total momentum of the system after firing. So mv plus small mv must be equal to 0 and mv is equal to minus mv, and recoil velocity from here will be equal to minus mv divided by v. Here negative sign shows that the velocity of the gun is opposite to the velocity of the bullet. That is, the gun recoils. Since mass of the gun is much larger than that of the bullet, therefore the recoil is much smaller than that of the velocity of the bullet. The third example of motion of rockets and the jet engine also work on the same principle of conservation of momentum. In these machines, before ejecting, the system remains in rest and the initial momentum becomes equal to 0. But after ejecting, The hot gases produced by the burning of the fuel move with the large momentum in downward direction, and the rockets move with the equal but opposite momentum in upward direction. This enables them to move with very high velocity. In the last of the lecture, there are some related questions which you can easily answer now after learning this lecture. According to question number 3.7, how can you relate a force with the change of momentum of the body? This question has been explained in detail as a long question. Then the question 3.11, what is the law of conservation of momentum? So, according to the law of conservation of momentum, it states that the momentum of an isolated system of two or more than two interacting bodies remains constant. Then question number 3.12, why is the law of conservation of momentum important? So it is important because it is applicable not only for larger bodies but also for the smaller bodies like atoms and molecules. Then in question number 3.13, when a gun is fired it requires why? This question has been explained in detail. And then in the last, you may be asked to state and explain the law of conservation of momentum, which has been discussed in detail and in the form of the notes. So, good luck and Allah Hafiz.